In 2013, IFPRI, along with a handful of German and Tanzanian institutes, embarked on a 5-year research project of unprecedented scale. Boasting over 100 researchers from a variety of different backgrounds, the Transect project spans across the entire food value chain in Tanzania, from plow to fork. Join us as we travel throughout the country and learn about the many diverse strategies and interventions the Transect project is carrying out to help improve the lives of the country's rural populations.
Transect is unique in the sense that it is a participatory kind of project. It involves stakeholders from the household level up to the national level.
In Tanzania itself, different institutions are involved from different disciplines, from different backgrounds. There are NGOs, there are research institutions, there are farm organizations. So all these makes it really unique.
Yeah, the special approach of Transect is that we are doing research and development at the same time, together in a participative approach with the farmers. We are not imposing any strategy on them, but we've asked them for their preferences and for their constraints.
Like you're saying, the government is committed in terms of embarking onto agro-processing, and what we are looking at, the second 5-year development plan, which again the main focus is on agro or industrialization, but most important for us, we see that the opportunities lie readily in the agricultural sector.
Well, yes, I grew up in Tanzania, and I grew up in a village that we still does not have electricity. So I had a lot of challenges doing my homework at night when I come back from school. There was no electricity, so we were using candlestick and this we call in Tanzania koroboi, and this is what I used to do my homework. My mom was very strict, and that's why I was successful to an extent of getting a scholarship to come to US. The scientists in Tanzania, they grew up in those problems, so they can address those problems much better, and they have a perspective which is very different from the one that people read from the books. And the German scientists, they have a lot of knowledge from the books. When they go and interact with the people on the ground and they working collaboratively with the Tanzanian scientists, they have a very good approach that is very helpful in understanding and solving the problem that we are looking at.
Transect is so large that it would be impossible to showcase everything. So here's a small sample of some of the project's ongoing work.
Oh, okay, the sunflowers, when they sprout and the flowers that sprout up, it is a very beautiful crop. And the beauty is not only to the eyes, it is also a very good crop because it is drought tolerant, and it's very good to be grown in marginal areas. Edible oil from sunflower is very healthy. It's cholesterol free, a light oil, and it's also very yummy. We are sitting on gold, but we don't know much about it. We have not paid much attention to it. And if we invest in it, it's going to be very good in our pockets as well. It's going to be a very profitable crop.
There's good evidence that private sector investment in the country is increasing. And if you put aside the gas and oil and gas investments, well, we see now is increasingly the private sector is getting more involved,
putting up proposals, submitting proposals for investment in under TIC, and sometimes even on their own they will normally get into investing, going to the banks. We see a lot of investment that is coming also on the private sector. What has been happening in terms of importation and the tariffs, again, it warrants a lot of work that has to be done, because the belief is that what is being imported as palm oil that is imported is supposed to be crude palm oil. We have some bits of information which shows that actually what is being imported is not crude but refined, because the policy in the exporting countries, those which are exporting to Tanzania, does not allow exportation of crude palm oil. So that is one, and this is one of the things that we as a government we are determined to deal with it, so that if it is really an import, it should be really an importation of refined oil rather than pretending it's a crude palm oil. And the crude palm oil attracts different tariff levels because it is regarded as an intermediate product and a raw material, basically, a raw material in producing so raw materials will be enjoying different levels of tariffs compared to final products. And the fact that we need to do more in terms of making sure that what's being imported is really what is imported. This is where I see we really have to work hard to make sure that we get it right. That is one. And secondly, what I wanted to emphasize and agree with you that in terms of oilseeds production, we are still at a lower level, be it in terms of the volumes, be in terms of the quality of the oilseeds themselves. As you put it, that the variety that is being grown is a very old variety, and in terms of traceability, in terms of extracting oil out of the oil seeds, the yields are relatively lower compared to the better seeds that are available in other parts of the world. So what we really need to do is to make sure that we get the right types of seeds that can yield more oil per kilo per ton compared to what we have at the moment. And what we also believe, some of us, we believe that if we are able to pay the farmers rightly, and if these seeds are available, the farmers will go along, plant better seeds so that they can get better prices, and productivity can be enhanced.
The thing that we want to do and change in the country is that, look, we have to invest in edible oil production, because currently the importation of edible oil is the 4th largest in the country.
To make matters worse, palm oil is imported into Tanzania at 0% duty. I'll just put another perspective to it. In some European countries, the duty on edible oil is anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000 per ton. So we need to be protected. Why do we need to be protected? We need to be protected because sunflower is a soft oil and is an expensive oil to produce. It's a better quality oil to produce. And we're an infant country with very little infrastructure.
Currently, there are many edible oil plants in the country that are processing the oil, but they don't have enough supply from the farmers for them to be able to operate at full scale. The farmers are not incentivized to produce a lot of sunflower because of price. The prices, the yield is very low, and the prices that they are currently receiving is very low.
On sunflower in particular, the seed is called record. Record seed has about 32% oil. Our counterparts in France, for that matter, or in the US, or in Australia, or in India, or China have seeds which have oil bearing capacity of anywhere between 45 to 51%. So better variety of seeds will not only double or triple, but will quadruple the income of a farmer using the same technology.
And the private sector, through the edible oil, like Mount Meru, they're investing a lot, but there should be investment in production so that they can be able to supply these edible oil processors. And once that happens, we are not going to be importing oil in the country.
We are here to compress machines from crude oil to refined oil.
The process of refining sunflower oil involves a large group of different machines. If you stay in the room long enough, they seem to come alive and smile at you with their imaginary faces.
All we need is better policies. We do not need aid money. We do not need free money. We need better policies. Policies that protect agro-processors, policies that encourage farmers, policies that enable the local farmer at the farm level to earn more money.
After seeing some of the fantastic progress Transec has made in Tanzania, we wanted to ask the team one final question. What is your dream for the future of Tanzania's farmers?
I don't want to see the poverty that I grew up in. I want my farmers to be very successful and productive, and their kids should be doing their homework using electricity, and that's what I want to see. That's my dream, and that's why I took this job.
My dream is to see these poor farmers to be in a higher living standard, to get better incomes. They should be able to feed themselves better. Come 2025, this country should be a middle-income country.
There's something my president said the other day. He said Tanzania has so many resources. Not should we be beggars, but we should be giving aid to other people. That would be the eventual dream. If I could live that dream, it would probably be one of my biggest achievements in life.
I would like to see what I call a footprint. Now, what do I mean by a footprint? Any project that works with farmers. By the time the project ends, there must be something left behind. And this is what I call a footprint for farmers to keep on, using and doing to see that their livelihoods really change.